Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Coming up, lawyers for Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Nchibosu, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, condemned national security raid on his residence.
This style, this Rambo style, war from like movie, doesn't portend well for Ghana.
Also, MPP's Alfred Kumi freed after BNI detention following Apenyo marking intervention.
False publication. False publication in relation to an interview he granted on a traditional media, and then something he posted on his X account, and then a petition he wrote to the president.
President John Dramani Mahama pledges to reclaim Galamsey ravaged forest with new restoration drive.
The statistics we have is 16% of our forest reserves have been destroyed and encroached upon. It will need both reclamation and rehabilitation.
Suspect remanded over murder of UEW lecturer in Jahaze in the Futu municipality of the Central Region.
Papa no the way of now, Eddie and Yanko, the principal one young Kisasi. Senator Yas will be Mokama, will be happy.
In Channel 1 Business, Bank of Ghana holds policy rate at 28% to maintain economic stability. And in Channel 1 Sports, Sports Minister Kofi Adams confirms full payment of arrears owed to football coaches across Ghana. We're grateful that you join us for the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We start off from the Ashanti region, and lawyers for the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Nchibosu, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, have condemned a security operation conducted at his residence on Friday. A combined team of armed police officers and national security operatives stormed his Dabang residence, seeking to conduct a search and possibly arrest him. However, the team reportedly withdrew following a directive from higher authorities. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani has the details.
The usually quiet Daban residential enclave was thrown into chaos Friday morning when security personnel arrived at one of Chairman Wuntumi's apartments. The operatives banged on the main entrance, demanding access, but were denied entry. A drone deployed over the property eventually malfunctioned and crashed inside the compound. Soon after, a crowd of MPP supporters gathered at the scene, raising concerns about the nature and purpose of the operation.
Upon my arrival, I saw the armed wooden policemen all over, about 30 of them. Then I approached the leader, who explained to me that they have come with a warrant to arrest Wontumi. I saw the warrant, and indeed it is. But Wontumi on his part has also shown us a letter responding to an invitation to him, for which he has agreed with the police authorities to come on Monday. So he is surprised that in between the time, they are here to arrest him.
The security team was seen carrying certain implements, though it remains unclear whether they intended to use them to gain forced entry. Member of Parliament for Nshiaiso, Stephen Amwa, who visited the scene, expressed dissatisfaction with the approach taken by the operatives.
In one word, how do you describe what happened this morning?
Oh, I think it is unfortunate, very primitive, outmoded. It is colloquial. It is something that we shouldn't accept in the 21st century. It is very disgraceful. It is bad. Any democratic dispensation will not want to witness this. And Ghana is being dragged into disrepute. Our democracy is being touched. Our peaceful nature is being destroyed. Our coexistence is being not adhered to. And we feel like we are now going back to the military.
Chairman Wontumi's legal team says they are in communication with their clients and are committed to ensuring that due process is followed in any investigation or legal matter.
This Rambo style war from like movie doesn't portend well for Ghana.
Okay, so finally, you said Monday you will be appearing for the police. Is it in Kumasi or in Accra?
We are still in contact with them, either in Kumasi or Accra, wherever in Ghana. We will appear before them. We've not done anything criminal, and we are not afraid of getting to them. We will go there.
Party supporters present at the scene pledged solidarity, vowing to support him through what they described as political harassment.
There's calm here at the Durban residence of Chairman Wontumi after the national security operation on Friday morning, but his lawyers have confirmed that Chairman Wontumi will honor the invitation of the police and the national security in due course. Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Durban, Ashanti region.
So from an NPP figure in the Ashanti region to another in the Greater Accra region, and former New Patriotic Party parliamentary aspirant Alfred Kumi in the Adenta constituency, of course, has been released from the custody of the National Investigations Bureau, NIB. His release comes after a high-level engagement between security officials and the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Fenyo-Markin. Kumi was arrested on Friday morning and detained by the NIB. He was charged with false publication related to claims he made on social media platforms, including X, and during a radio interview. The allegations were tied to his petition calling for the dissolution of the committee probing the suspended Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Tokonu. His release brings a temporary close to a case that has sparked widespread political commentary and concerns over press freedom and individual rights.
Alfred Kumi was picked up by the National Investigative Bureau operatives on Friday, prompting concerns among party supporters.
I don't want to handcuff.
Please, why are you sending him?
Bring him and stand up. No, come.
No, why are you sending him? Please, why are you sending him? Why are you sending him? Why are you sending him?
The arrest stems from comments he made regarding his petition to the president, urging the dissolution of the committee investigating petitions against suspended Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Tokonu. In the petition, Kumi alleged that on May 15, 2025, after the committee's inaugural sitting, Justices Gabriel Puaman, Kwame Adibu-Asiedu, and Supreme Court Justice Yoni Kolendi were seen dining with Thaddeus Sori, counsel for petitioner Daniel Ofori, at Santoku restaurant in Accra's airport residential area. He further claimed that the group was overheard discussing details of the petition, a statement authorities consider both unsubstantiated and damaging.
He's been charged a few minutes ago. So they cautioned him and then they charged him. So as far as the processes is concerned, we are almost through with the processes, because once there is an interrogation and you are cautioned first, and then they press charges against you, then you're almost through. Technically, I'm sure the next should either be in court or we've put in a bail application, so let's see how it goes.
What do they say his offenses are?
False publication. False publication in relation to an interview he granted on a traditional media, and then something he posted on his X account, and then a petition he wrote to the president. False publication in respect of these three I have mentioned. So obviously, once you grant interview in relation to a petition, the petition will also have to be added to it.
Following news of his arrest, several NPP members gathered at the National Investigative Bureau Regional Office in show of solidarity. Minority leader Alexander Fenyemaking has criticized the arrest, describing the approach as heavy-handed and raising concerns over freedom of expression.
Someone has petitioned the president. If you are not happy with it, do you get the NIB to storm his residence and unarmed citizen of Ghana? Well, we've seen him. The NIB officials claim they are doing investigation and they are not done. So we've just left him. Fortunately, his lawyer is there. Let us see how the government dances around this.
So that's the news emerging from the camp of Alfred Kumi, as is popularly known. Let me speak to his cousin now, who is joining us via telephone line, Andy Abankwah. Welcome to Channel 1 News, sir. Can you give us details about the freeing of your cousin tonight?
Yes, sir. Myself and our mother left a while ago. So before we got home, we had a call that he was going to be released, and so we should return and pick him up. So on our way back to the BNI's office, we had a call again that leadership had picked him up from the BNI, and so that is how we got to know about his release. So he's with leadership now.
When you say leadership of the MPP?
I mean the leadership of the MPP, the minority leader, and then the general secretary, and a few of them.
Did you get to speak to him?
My mother spoke to him, and he was quite okay.
So you're certain that he's out of custody, he's free?
Yes, I'm certain. I cannot state that he's okay, he's out.
Earlier in the day, when he was arrested, were you there?
No, when he was arrested, I wasn't there. I got there after they had taken him.
Okay, but
yes.
we could hear a woman's voice in the background asking where he was being taken to.
Yes.
That's the mother, wasn't it?
That was the mother and the wife.
How has the family taken the incident throughout the day today?
It has been a bad experience for the family. It has been a very bad one. Apparently, its first daughter was supposed to celebrate her birthday yesterday, and so this whole thing happening since yesterday has been a bad one to the family. But it has been a very bad one. Apparently, its first daughter was supposed to celebrate her birthday yesterday, and so this whole thing has been a bad one to the family. That he's out.
Do you know the...
Not yet.
As a family, of course, your family member was arrested because of commentary, according to the state, that he engaged in relating to matters bordering on the removal of the Chief Justice. Would you ask him to continue on that crusade? Would you ask him to hold on and stop commenting on matters? What is going to be the family advice to him when he comes for dinner tomorrow or breakfast?
Well, personally, I think that he didn't really say anything defamatory, or he expressed his opinion. He expressed his opinion, if I can say that, and made an allegation which he claimed to have evidence to back his allegations. And so I feel that we took the matter a little higher, because the claims he made were not really claims that they couldn't have authenticated, because he claimed to have evidence to back his claims. So I feel that they took the matter to a little higher. But what can we say? I would advise him to take his time for now and address issues when he has interest in them.
He does not have interest in this one, you think?
He does. He does have interest in it. I mean, this case, I think this case has gotten everybody talking. And so he equally has an interest in the matter, and he expressed his interest through his petition, and a few weeks ago he granted. But unfortunately, this is the end result for him and the family.
Do you think what happened was political?
Well, he was taken by a state institution, so obviously, I can say that. Yes, I can say that. Probably let's show him something small. So I can say that, yes.
Very well, thank you so much, and say hello to him when you do get in touch with him. And please let us know if you're also able to meet him tonight. Are you hopeful that you meet him tonight?
Yes. I'm actually waiting for him in the house. I'm almost home. So we are going to wait for him.
Very well.
To get him. Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's Andy Amankwa. He is a cousin to Adenta Kumi, as is popularly known, a man who wanted once to be NPP parliamentary candidate in the Adenta constituency, who was arrested this morning and taken into NIB custody, according to what we've heard, due to statements he made in relation to the ongoing process relating to the removal process of the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. This is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. We are also keeping an eye on the Ashanti region, where there was an attempt to arrest the NPP chairman for the region, Bernard Ntribosiakun, today. That did not succeed, at least on the side of the state. Deputy Minister for the Interior, Ebenezer Okelete-Telabi, spoke to me on Eyewitness News earlier today, and this is a view of his outfit and indeed the government on what happened there today.
The security services are on top of their job. They know what they are about, and there is nobody in this country who is above the law. When you fall foul of the law will come out you. Like I'm going to borrow the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice's statement. He said the law is the law, and nobody can cross it. The security services do not just get up and do anything without recourse to intelligence, without recourse to some legal directive. So if what Wontumi is on the radar and they want him, nobody can take them from getting at Wontumi, who's to come and answer, some questions.
I've been joined in studio now by National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa. You're welcome to Channel 1 News.
Thank you very much.
It must have been a very busy day for you, running operations in Accra and also Ashanti region at the same time.
Sure. It's been an interesting day.
How difficult or easy was it to get bail for Mr. Kumi today?
These issues are not easy or not issues. They are very emotional issues. But first of all, let me say a very big thank you to the NIB for making Adenta Kumi very popular and famous today. Free of charge. He didn't pay a dime for the popularity that they've given him. I think that there's no amount of money my brother Adenta Kumi could pay for this free popularity that they've given him. If he were arrested on criminal charges, then it will bother us. But once it is frivolous and trumped up, then you would understand that there is no value in it. And I, shudder to think how one of the primus, and finest security apparatus in this country that we all cherish and revere so much, the NIB has been reduced to a political, pawn for the government to, as it were, go after political opponents.
For trying to punish people who have allegedly engaged in wrongdoing.
If people do wrong, they should be punished. But when they do wrong, there's no need to punish. In the case of Adenta Kumi, it is clearly a case of political persecution, because his whole crime is he has put a petition before His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana in disagreement with the committee that is investigating, the suspension or otherwise the removal of the Chief Justice. That's all. The same process that was used to get the Chief Justice suspended is the same process that another citizen of the land has used to, vent out, his spleen, only for him to face opprobrium by the oppressive powers of the state. And we keep asking ourselves, is this the democracy that we are all building? I mean, the fledgling democracy that we have all strived to build in the last 30 or so years. Is this how a civilized society is going to operate? That a very lawful process is rather, turned upside down on the person who is following the due course of the law. So we are, certain, and we have been very clear in our minds that following the entire story, from discussions with the lawyers, from he himself, there was no way that whatever he has published, that false publication, goes beyond misdemeanor, and how any serious state apparatus, security apparatus, in the mold of NIB would follow someone for false publication is really mind-boggling.
It borders on intelligence and national security when you allege that the persons like the Supreme Court justices were engaging in an overt meeting to address issues that are supposed to be done in private. That is a
Umaru,
problem.
if I pull post people in the NDC have made, some judge has written about the Chief Justice and the judiciary, you will marvel that he walked free in this country without any malign.
He didn't say there was a secret meeting that happened.
You don't have to say, but when you call them gangsters and so on and so forth.
We've seen the video at the restaurant. Is that really what your party members are hinging on?
We did not release that video. It came from, whichever source it did. And by whatever coincidence, the very people who are involved in it, somehow, somewhat, by some great coincidence, all walk into one same restaurant that they are all going to eat.
That's normal. Accra is a small place.
I understand it's a small place. That is why conspiracy is also a very minute thing to happen at every small place.
Conspiracy without any evidence is bogus.
Well, you can say so. At the end of the day, the person has made a petition to His Excellency the President. And mind you, he's not the first person challenging the constitution of that committee. He's not the first person.
Okay.
So if people have already raised objections to the committee, it's up to us to, especially the President, to listen or not. But to go further, where Umaru, the indecency of it, a young man with his wife and mother, picked up, they wouldn't even allow him to dress decently, picked up in shorts and taken away, I think is the height of insensitivity.
Talking about him being a young man, which means he's a member of your group, the
yes, he's my man.
There's a view that you couldn't marshal your people to go and give him solidarity. No free Kumi, no youth action there today.
There's something that I want everybody to understand. It's not all the time you will see us come, in droves. This morning...
You don't have the men.
If you want us to put 10,000, 100,000 people on the street, we can. And I'm sure the demonstration we did proves that we can put numbers on the street at any given time. One of the things we sought to do today, especially in discussion with leadership, was not necessarily to bring mass people there. If we want to put numbers, Adenta has over 100,000 people.
So what's the strategy not to do that?
Today, our strategy was to go and ensure that we are absolutely sure that what you have picked the young man for, you do not have any evidence to keep him.
Before we go, let's talk about Chairman Wontumi. He also had his own issues there. Again, national security operatives seen them knocking on his gate. They wanted to take him out.
It is sad that for an attorney general who has only specialized in nolle prosequi, and since he came, all he has achieved is nolle prosequi, that under their tenure, all we are seeing is the persecution of MPP people. Today, MPP people are being treated like second-class citizens in this country. I think that His Excellency the President should be worried that the nation, the peaceful country that has been given him to govern, to set his agenda of reset that he has promised all of us, today is being turned into a charade, that people are chased in their own homes with gun-wielding, trigger-happy operatives come without any regard and respect to you and your family, will bang at your door, break them if they will, in pursuit of nothing. I think the president should be worried. I don't think that the people of Ghana voted the NPP out for the NDC to come in and start misbehaving in the manner that they are. And I think that for all of you, the media, every Ghanaian should be worried. Today they are doing it to NPP people. Some people feel happy. Umaru, the next time it might be journalists. Today they are going after the judiciary. Next time, these same operatives that are trigger happy today, wielding heavy weaponry, going after people, you don't know when power will change. And I keep telling them, look, when politicians are playing their games, civil servants, security people, get out of it. Leave the politicians to play their game. Immediately you become pawns for them. Remember, no political party would be in office forever. And that you may be a subject for people to come after when tables turn. And that's why I am very careful in how I deal with fellow men. And I don't think that the spectacle we are seeing is good for in the international community, it's good for the democracy we are trying to build, and it's good for the NDC itself, the NDC government itself, that has a very lucky person to be occupying the seat of the presidency in the person of John Dramani Mahama to be doing. I don't think so.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
That's Salam Mustafa. He is National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Now, the Agona Federal Magistrate Court has remanded one suspect in connection with the murder of a University of Education Winneba lecturer at Jahazi in the Efutu municipality of the Central Region. The lecturer, a professor in the physics department, was reportedly killed and buried in his own residence. Channel 1 News' Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado has more.
According to eyewitness accounts, an unusual noise was heard from the residence of the late Professor Amedeke Mwodem Koku on Tuesday. He was on a post-retirement contract with the physics department at UEW and lived alone. Wisdom Tally, a close neighbor, noted that the professor had not been seen in the area following the strange commotion, prompting concerned neighbors to alert the police. Subsequent police investigations led to the shocking discovery of the professor's body, which had been secretly buried in the compound of his home.
On Wednesday morning, that's when we heard a cry in the house. Well, we came and we checked the compound there. That there was no one on the compound. Then later in the evening, I started hearing some sound from the compound. His car would be turned on and then off. Then someone would be horning. We still came, no one was on the compound. It was becoming scary because the whole day he has not been seen. So we decided to involve the police. We saw someone opening the house gate. When he opened the house gate, he just looked through to see who was outside, and then he went back inside. I personally saw him, and that was what even pushed us more to go to the police.
The investigations also resulted in the arrest of Joshua Kelly Arthur, a resident of Jahadze, who is now the prime suspect in the case.
On Nubanibi, I'm Wakuji 3 years waba. Oba initially, Insistent Yarama, or Honey Police Fabachin, or Hon Waba. Papa no shop, Papa no de way or sna, Ebian Kumoye, the principal 1 year Sassi. Sanabaya, so be Mukama, will be happy.
The incident has left many residents alarmed. They are calling on the police to step up security in the area to prevent similar occurrences.
Since I've been here, I said, President, when I can say, Wahana, or man, I'm about 5 months to be now. We almost said, patriotism and a came waha.
Yeah, most security in the Wufu. Yes, I would have you to me for baby. Ubo wine, I do a could discreet the insecret to her.
Winneba Divisional Police Commander ACP Ibrahim Opoku has assured residents of heightened security and continued investigations.
Investigation is still ongoing. Some arrests have been made. We have strengthened our security architecture at the place. If you have gone to the scene, you see that we have a lot of men there. Our patrol teams are there. Our intelligence officers are also around. And the assurance to the public is that they are safe and they can go about their normal duties.
The Yaguna Federal Magistrate Court on Friday remanded the suspect, Joshua Kelly Arthur, into police custody for 8 days. He has been charged with murder and is expected to reappear before the court on Monday, June 2, 2025. Meanwhile, the University of Education, Winneba, has issued a statement expressing condolences to the bereaved family and the university community.
For Channel 1 News, I am Akwesi Ado, Jahadze, Winneba.
Now, government says it is on track to reclaiming all forests destroyed by illegal mining operations. President John Mahama, while meeting the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, says necessary resources and mechanisms are being put in place to restore affected areas and prevent further damage. Channel 1 News' presidential correspondent has the details.
The Catholic Bishops' Conference paid a courtesy call on the president, highlighting on key issues including the economy, illegal mining in the country, and election-related violence. The bishops raised concerns about the devastating impact of Galamsey on water bodies, forests, and called for stringent action to be taken.
Immediate freeze on new artisanal and small-scale mining licenses until a full review of environmental and social impact is completed. He believed there should be targeted state of emergency. Declare, Your Excellency, a limited state of emergency in all the affected zones to suspend all mining activities temporarily.
The president stated that the government is on track to reclaiming all forests destroyed by Galamsey operations.
We have 288 forest reserves in this country that are declared reserves officially. And out of the 288, 44 of them have been encroached. But currently, the statistics we have is 16% of our forest reserves have been destroyed and encroached upon. It will need both reclamation and rehabilitation of the forest. And we are intending to do that under the carbon credit system, because if you reclaim mined lands and you restore forests, you can claim it under carbon credit.
President John Mahama, while speaking on the recent appreciation of the city, attributed it to effective leadership and governance.
Somebody says, point to one policy that you have implemented to make the city appreciate. And I said, one policy. It's not about one policy. The answer is effective leadership. With effective leadership, we can turn this economy around and create a better life for our people. And that is what I'm committed to make sure that by the time we finish these 4 years, we'll set a standard in government that whichever party or whichever people come into governance cannot reverse the gains that we have made in restoring our people's confidence in our democracy. And so we'll continue to listen to the nuggets of wisdom that you give us, because it makes us better, it makes us stronger. It helps us to do what the Ghanaian people, have given us the mandate to do.
Now, the Ghana Water Limited has begun a controlled spillage of excess water from the Weija Dam as a precautionary measure in response to the ongoing rainy season. In a press statement issued on Friday, GWL urged residents living downstream of the dam to take immediate precautions, including possible evacuation, as the spillage may lead to flooding in low-lying areas. The utility company explained that a controlled release is necessary to maintain the structural integrity of the dam and prevent potential disaster. A portion of the statement reads, "The management of GWL is by this release sounding a word of caution to inhabitants downstream to evacuate the area to forestall any eventuality." Meanwhile, the Ganwest Municipal Assembly has been advised to desilt the estuary to ensure a smooth flow of excess water into the sea and to clear accumulated waste obstructing the river course. You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still ahead. Bank of Ghana holds policy rate at 28% to maintain economic stability. More on that when we come back. Please stay with us.
Where to get polytank?
Oh, and you're a fine.
Go straight.
No, I want to left, right.
That's right. Ghana na ye wono. So when you do more, and ye data. Who knows? Abe, na here. Me pe polytank ato. Enu tin na menu ya ba yo tu pe na ba yo. O food to bia, e de enjoy ye kura.
Akuya bulambo customer. Emu ha.
Like they take you by so. Go to the distributor and you give the original polytank. Polytank, Kapananka. You get the sound?
Polytank, Papananka Sankasa.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Has it in a wide position, so what's next?
Ronaldo. This could be. And still danger here.
Goal! In 1924, my grandpa was a champion. 2024, Meso is a champion.
Hey, digital champion. It's about the end.
Digital champion, who can't even shop online? Let me help you get what you need from Enterprise now. It's this simple. I just log into my Enterprise account using the Enterprise Self-Service Portal. Then, I just click on this button for their new Advantage Point Loyalty Scheme. Then, boom, the fun begins. Wow. Yes, once I start making purchases under any subsidiary, I can now earn a lot of points and redeem it as airtime, Momo, and more. Customers only. Even on your birthday,
you earn points.
Yes, even when you like and share on the portal,
you earn points.
Yes.
Purchase an Enterprise policy today to enjoy this exclusive offer and start earning rewards. Because nothing you do should be pointless.
Oh, then redeem a motor points and send to me.
Hey, Mr. Digital Champion.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Yo fam, it's that time again. Finals. Oh yeah. Go TV. Let's go. Final. Go TV. This is too big. The Premier League, La Liga, Champions League, FA Cup, Europa, and more. Finals. Stay connected to catch all the biggest football finals with your best football friend. Go TV. Love it.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Netili Netia Jaho.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
People have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial *770# for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And for Channel One Business, Nettle is sporting blue. Why, you love Chelsea? You love Chelsea, is that why?
No.
Just to taunt me the United. Oh, yeah. Oh, United, is this what we've been reduced to now? We're wearing blue. Charlie, we're all hiding. Anyway, what's happening in our business?
Yes, the Bank of Ghana has maintained the policy rate at 28. So those who are going for loans, the interest rate is going to be steady.
Tell us more, please.
Okay. The Bank of Ghana has maintained its benchmark policy rate at 28%. The decision announced on Friday at the conclusion of the bank's Monetary Policy Committee meeting. There's more in this report.
The policy retention is to further anchor inflation expectations over fears that price pressures could resurface in the second half of the year. The central bank is of the view that the inflation outlook remains uncertain and requires a tight policy posture to safeguard recent macroeconomic gains.
The latest forecast points to continued easing of inflationary pressures on the back of tight monetary policy stance, exchange rate stability, and fiscal consolidation. Inflation is expected to ease faster towards the medium-term target in the first quarter of next year, that is 2026, as opposed to the second quarter as earlier envisaged, and this is barring unanticipated shocks. Despite these positive developments, the committee observed that the current level of inflation remains high relative to the medium-term target and will require maintaining the tight stance to reinforce the disinflation process. Under the circumstances, the committee, by a unanimous decision, maintained the policy rate at 28.0%.
The bank has also made amendments to the current 14% dynamic cash reserve ratio. Effective June 5, commercial banks will begin keeping their CD deposit reserves in CDs and dollar deposit reserves in dollars.
The CRR, or the dynamic cash reserve ratio, for all banks will now be maintained in their respective currencies. This means that foreign currency reserves for foreign currency deposits, and the same way domestic currency reserves for domestic currency deposits.
Until the committee meets again in July, macroeconomic stability, according to monetary policy authorities, will continue. From the Bank Square, I am Ni Lati reporting for Channel One Business.
Now, mobile money trade continues to show strong growth, with the total value of transactions hitting a record 365 billion cedis in April 2025. According to the Bank of Ghana's latest economic and financial data for the period ending May 2025, this is a 3.8% increase from the 351 billion cedis recorded in March. There's more in this Business Desk report.
The transactions also mark the highest monthly value since the beginning of the year, underscoring the growing reliance on mobile money financial services for both personal and business transactions. In tandem with the value surge, the number of mobile money transactions also rose, climbing from 764 million in March to 778 million in April. The continued expansion highlights mobile money's pivotal role in promoting financial inclusion and streamlining digital payments nationwide. The data further indicates a steady increase in mobile money usage, driven by rising mobile penetration, agents' network growth, and the convenience of mobile-based financial platforms. Analysts expect the trajectory to continue upward as Ghana's digital economy deepens and regulatory support remains favorable.
Now, cashew processors are appealing to government to back the sector with low-interest loans, such as support they say will boost local processing and value addition. Daniel Ojomensa has more in this report.
The outgoing president of the Association of Cashew Processors, Ed Malvin Ni Ayibonte, indicated that its members can no longer rely solely on grants secured for cashew exhibition activities, hence urgent intervention is key. He spoke at the association's 6th annual general meeting.
We think that the support we need from government is to ensure
that the regulations work is to ensure that we have good environment to operate our businesses and to support us in the way of appropriate funding. Appropriate funding simply means that funding that has very low interest rates and then funding that are available at the time we need this fund. That has been the challenge. And if government can help us go through that, I think half of the challenges would be solved.
Meanwhile, the incoming president of the association, Antonio Manuel, noted that under his leadership, the priority will be to secure greater financial support for members to boost production capacity.
The first thing, put the government to understand what is our real situation, because now we are facing a lot of challenge to buy RCN. And this is the main point, is the first thing. The funding, you need to sensibilize the government to create a tax, to the export tax, to help the small processors to have funding to buy RCN.
The association has stated that it will prioritize more access to funding to cushion its members. For Channel One Business, I am Daniel Odro-Mensah.
And that's it for Channel One Business. I am Neteli Nete Ajaho. Over to you, Sanda.
Thank you so much, Neteli Nete. To some other stories now, residents around the Kumasi airport in the Menchia North constituency of the Ashanti region are appealing to government for urgent interventions to address perennial flooding in the area. With the rainy season underway, they fear yet another cycle of destruction and hardship. The following report has more.
Flooding has become a persistent challenge for residents living around the Kumasi airport. As the rains intensify, the fear of losing lives and property once again looms large.
The last time we are born, can't be beto, na me befi. You can imagine a filling station. I mean, soon about 4 months and I mean,
residents expressed frustration and appealed for permanent government action to end the flooding. In response, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has launched a desilting exercise targeting flood-prone communities across 5 major assemblies in the Ashanti region.
We've gone round to get the necessary permissions. We've talked to our regional minister, the indefatigable Honorable Dr. Frank Amwakohene. He has released the excavators. You can see they are offloading it. The excavator is coming to site. He has had discussions with the assemblies, the 5 assemblies in the city. So from Asokwa to the mighty KMA, to Askware Mampong, to Swami, and Oforikro. And we've lined out about 16, yesterday it has become 17 major drains in the city. The permanent measure we have discussed with hydrological services. You see how tiny the place is. I'm not sure any of us has come down to this place to see. So they are proposing to the powers that be that the culverts should be expanded.
You're watching Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. We'll take a break now. When we come back, Sports Minister Kofi Adams confirms full payment of arrears owed to football coaches across the country. More on that in a jiffy. Please stay with us.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety is as important as the air that we breathe. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
Hello Ghana, I'm Tommy Ananforson. Our homes are our sanctuary. But safety is not all about locks, fences, and cameras. This is where Response One comes in. Their advanced monitored alarm system just doesn't record crime, it prevents it. In moments of danger, Response One's 24/7 monitoring ensures immediate help. With their theft protection guarantee, this is true peace of mind. I trust Response One to keep my family safe. You should too. Visit responseoneghana.com or call 0302 Secure 1.
Response One, stay connected, stay protected.
Hi friend, where are we going today?
Just use your imagination.
Go, go, go!
My family is the only thing that matters to me right now.
This is the stuff that you dreamed about.
These guys are the best. GoTV's ready to take you from your hometown to roaring stadiums and even on international adventures. So let's go together, from home or on the go with GoTV Stream.
Sounds like a great idea.
Woohoo! GoTV. Love it.
You're welcome back. Next is Channel One Sports with Bernarda Bekwatri. Well, so let's now do some sports and good news to coaches from the Minister for Sports.
Yeah. It's good news because as far back as CK Akono, they are old, and it's sad. I covered CK Akono, when he was coach for the Black Stars in Cape Coast during one of those games, and it's been long. So I feel it's good in that direction to be paying our coaches, but the coaches are refusing to pick the calls. As of now.
Please,
we'll be getting more feedback.
Tell us more.
Let's get into it, shall we? Now, the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi D. Adams, has confirmed that all outstanding arrears owed to football coaches across Ghana have now been fully settled. The payment follows months of appeal by the various coaches at our national team levels. Mr. Adams made the announcement during an engagement with leadership of the University for Development Studies as the UDS football team is set to represent Ghana and the continent at the upcoming World University Games in China.
It's challenging for the ministry, not just the sports ministry, but many of the ministries, because truly speaking, things are not the way they seem out there. Quite a lot of debts have been left on us. But just last week, we have to pay some of our coaches, some almost 4 years old depth, like the CK Akonos and the rest, who were all old. President Mahama said, no, we can't continue running our sports and football, and you owe people who put in their best to hold the team. So let's show a certain sign and make sure that we settle those debts, so that when you are even bringing new persons, they will be assured that the nation will treat them right. So we've been able to settle that, so we are looking into the way forward.
Well, let's get into other stories now. And the Black Satellites will begin residential camping at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram on Monday, May 26, 2025, as preparations kicks off for the maiden edition of the Wafu Cup. The tournament, which will feature top youth teams from the West African region, is scheduled to run from June 15 to June 30, 2025. The team consists of players who recently represented Ghana at the 2025 Total Energies Under 20 African Cup of Nations in Egypt, boasted by a crop of exciting new call-ups. This carefully selected mix of experience and emerging talent is expected to give Ghana a competitive edge at the regional tournament as the team builds towards future continental and global competitions. Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abekootri.
Thank you so much. I will not say Bernard. I'll leave it at Bernard. Thank you. That's Bernard Abekootri with Channel 1 Sports. Let's move to some other stories, and we take you to the Volta region, where residents of an area known as Kweto in the Agotime-Jopi district are relying on the Toje River despite lots of health implications. We have a report by our correspondent in the Volta region, Desmond Salasiago.
For years, residents of Petue endured long treks to the Toje River, an unsafe water source due to inadequate access to treated water. Although the area was included in the government's 5-district water supply project, coverage remained limited, leaving many without reliable access to clean water. The strain on an aging water treatment system built decades ago further worsened the situation, but now there is renewed hope. 2 mechanized boreholes have been commissioned, bringing relief to many residents and signaling progress in addressing the area's water challenges.
In fact, I visited the place and I was sad. And that was what prompted me to initiate something like this. To see children drinking from that stream, it saddens my heart. So I'm calling on government to equally come to our aid and help the community.
The news has been received with cautious optimism by community members. While they welcome the boreholes as a step forward, many are concerned about the long-term sustainability of the project. Residents are urging the government to not only maintain the newly commissioned boreholes, but also close the gap in water access and ensure a sustainable supply to all homes in Petue.
We hope and pray for other ones that will come. 1 or 2 more boreholes can be able to feed much of the areas of the community. But in the long run, we expect that the government will be able to meet our plight by getting us a sustainable water system.
We have always been challenged with water crisis, and this initiative from the Kavianos that they want to bring us a portable and safe water, it's something that we have lauded so much. It will some way, somehow solve our water crisis. But the town is big, and so we are appealing that more should come so that we'll be able to avert the situation of water crisis.
Pausing for Channel 1 Newsroom. My name is Desmond Salasiago.
Well, that's it for this edition of Channel 1 Newsroom. Go to our website, channel1news.com, for more stories. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV.